have my layered lance from Archer and Olive. This is a brand new quarterly sub box. And what I've noticed in some of the videos that I've watched is everyone is swatching on white paper and not actually in the Traveler's Notebook. I'm a Traveler's Notebook user. I love this size. I've used it for years. And this paper is something a little bit different in a colorway that I haven't used before. So I'm wondering what all of these magical things will look like in here. I do have this box underneath here just to make it a little bit more stable for the first few pages. And then I also have all of the pens. I did label them per the box. I put them right up here at the top, so I'll be swatching those as well, along with looking to see what these look like on this paper as well. So you've joined the right spot if you're looking for what does that look like on this paper. Let's use this sandstone. I'm gonna go light to dark, and these are pounceable little attachments here. And I just wanna see if that's going to make a bunch of difference on the stencil, because this is very close to the color of the paper, and I was just wondering what is that going to look like. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Let's do this one, and then let's do this one as well. Let's over pigment this one. Really, really, really pigment it deep. Make sure we get all of the corners so you can visibly see that I have actually that. Ooh, I like it when it's really, really deep like that. That's beautiful. The green is called Olive Green Novel. It's a little bit more pigmented with just a first little glance here with that. We're gonna center this and go all the way across. Okay, some have a little bit more pigment than the other. Ooh. I really like that too. Oh, and let's see what this would look like if I traced it in green. There are so many different ways to use these supplies. This is the sage green. What would it look like if I wanted to highlight in that same color? So the olive green and the sage green are very, very complementary. That looks lovely. Let's see what that looks like with this other green. This is the dark olive. Oh, that definitely, it makes it look a little bit different for sure. I'm not sure I like that. You can barely tell that this is super dark green. It almost looks black on this paper. Let's see what the other pens look like as well. That is so gorgeous. Nice and light and airy. Of course, you are taking just a little bit away from that stencil with the detail, but it looks great. Again, darker and deeper the colors, of course, more of a contrast, if that's what you're looking for. You don't even have to, of course, trace your stencils at all. Let's try this one. Oh, this is lovely. So just as a recap, I've got sandstone up here, and I did use these three. Desert Rove, I love that. It kind of like sharpens the edges. We want something dark and deep, Canyon Clay, and then of course, Sienna with that sandstone. I do think that the olive green along with the sage green is a great combo. This might be just a little bit too aggressive for me. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our terracotta, which is a whole nother ball game. I want to see what it would look like if I started with a highly pigmented center and then just kind of graduated outwards from there. Just kind of like a rouge on a cheek. And then this, I just want to see what this small little effect this would make. I think this would make a fantastic background for some journaling. So we'll write on top of it with some of our pens to see what that looks like. And then let's go ahead and do one more. Let's do this one as well. And let's make this super pigmented. Nice and dark on this beautiful clay paper. Ooh, a little bit different of effect than I expected. I really think that this, on this paper, you can't really see that terracotta through all of this. I wonder, I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm gonna do this down here, and I'm gonna be a little rogue. I'm gonna actually take my stamp ink pad and I'm gonna go along top of it to see if I get a better coverage by just being a little bit naughty with that ink pad. That is my guess. It really doesn't make a difference. Now let's see, what would happen if we turned it over and did something like a printing with it? I'm just gonna rub this with the acrylic block. See what kind of experiment we get with that. Oh, that's way different. Oh, I kind of like it. It looks like you can see the circles a little bit more. And then of course I would probably not do those outside edges. I would wipe them off first before I did it. Oh, I think this is going to be fun to play with. I'm just having so much fun doing this. Let's go ahead with some of these stamps would look like on this paper. I'm certainly going to pick a very large saguaro. And now I'm just priming it super quick before I grab my olive green. Oh, it stamps so wonderfully. Oh gosh, the amount of detail in these stamps are way better than the self-care box for some reason for me. Let's do a sun with that sandstone to see what that looks like. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I really love the stamps. Oh, they're just so pretty on this. I want to pick a couple of things I could use for terracotta. Kind of really works well with the sandstone background. So if I wanted to do something like that. Beautiful. That's just a stamping goof by me. I was not being too careful. Oh, I love the stamps. Very happy with the way those have turned out. It's time to swatch some of these. It's time to swatch some of these washi tapes. Here is the next one. Gorgeous. Two look gorgeous together. Very rich. And then this ombre. I'm going to do a couple of the ombre because it does change color. I hope you enjoyed this little taste in swatching on this brown. I love this collection and I'm very much looking forward to filling up all of the pages here with nothing but layered lands. Yep, you heard it. Stay tuned and I will show you more as the months come. Bye guys.